New information tonight on the so-called Bling Ring that has burglars hitting high-end homes across the nation. It turns out not everyone targeted is well known. Lou Ragoose talks with an unsuspecting Minnesotan who fell victim as he gets new details on how this ring works, its famous targets, and what some say needs to be done to stop it.
Sarah Shazer is not a celebrity or a professional athlete.
No, absolutely not.
But she shares some well-known company as a victim of an organized and sophisticated international crime ring targeting high-end homes across the country, a Chilean Bling Ring.
Within a couple of weeks, the detective in Eden Prairie was really great and called with this theory, which I thought was no way. It just sounded too big. But it turns out he was right.
The crime ring made national news last fall when millions of dollars of jewelry was stolen from the homes of NFL stars Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Joe Burrow.
This window was
at Sarah's home,
cut out like in a shape.
The burglars cut open a window to get in and went straight to the bedroom.
They were after the jewelry. They were after gold.
And they got a lot of Sarah's sentimental jewelry.
My wedding ring was off my hand because it needed a diamond replaced. And they took that.
10 days later, the burglars, Chilean nationals using fake Argentina IDs, were arrested in suburban Philadelphia after breaking into homes there. Location data from the rental car linked the suspects to burglars all across the country over 2.5 weeks.
The MOs are all the same, and it's the same that we've seen across the metropolitan area, across the country.
West St. Paul Police Chief Brian Sturgeon is deep into the investigation of the Chilean Bling Ring after 4 high-end homes in Sunfish Lake were hit, including former Minnesota Viking Linval Joseph's house. Other pro athletes affected in Minnesota are Carl Anthony Towns and Mike Conley. Twins owner Joe Polad's house was burglarized too.
So this is a little more sophistication than your run-of-the-mill burglars in the Twin Cities?
It is.
From drone surveillance to this, a Wi-Fi jammer found in the car when the group in Philly was arrested.
A lot of alarm systems and video camera systems utilize Wi-Fi to operate. So these Wi-Fi jammers are able to then make those cameras or those security systems offline. Put them offline, make them useless.
How you guys doing?
A federal investigation became public in Ohio when another group was arrested, one of them wearing Joe Burrow's Bengals hat with his LSU t-shirt in the trunk. Court papers say these suspects' cell phones were filled with photos of them posing with Burrow's jewelry and location data linking them to yet another group in Florida also posing with jewelry allegedly stolen from pro athletes. They are all now charged together in cases involving at least 6 professional stars. 2 people from a New York City pawn shop raided by the feds are also charged. The FBI saying they found up to $5 million in stolen property that the pawn shop bought from South American theft groups, including the Burrow burglars.
Some of that property I know stays in the country, but I know a lot of it leaves the country as well.
When the Chilean suspects leave the country, Chief Sturgeon says they are replaced by others using tourism visas for their crime sprees, most of them ultimately connected.
Are they all working for the same boss?
It seems like it's the same organized group.
Although his department is working closely with Medina and Minnetonka PD, Chief Sturgeon believes to solve the crimes, more statewide organization is needed, like has been done in Ohio.
I've tried, I've begged, I've pleaded. I'm not getting any help from the state or the BCA, but I'm going to continue to advocate for that as well. But we have to also realize that there's a lot of victims out there that are not professional athletes.
We don't have the things of value that these sports people have, but it means a lot to us, and we worked hard for it. And then for people to just come in and think they can just take it, it's so aggravating.
When Sarah's burglars were arrested in Philadelphia, one of them had her wedding ring in their pocket. Police recently returned it.
It was a small consolation. It was great to get it back, though. I felt really good, and the detective said he's never seen it happen before, that somebody got something back.
While the federal investigations are as high-tech as the burglary ring they're trying to bring down, Sarah's case was solved with old-school detective work. Eden Prairie police matched a footprint in the fresh snow outside Sarah's window to the shoe worn by one of the Philadelphia suspects. Miguel Guzman Pardo pleaded guilty, making him the only thief in the more than 60 burglaries in Minnesota linked to the Chilean Bling Ring to be held accountable so far.
It's such a violation, and you want people to, I hate to say pay for what they did, but that there are consequences. What makes you think you can do that?
Now the Minnesota departments are working with New York to see if any of the jewelry seized at the pawn shop belongs to victims here. They're also searching the cell phones of the groups arrested in Florida and Ohio to see if they have any evidence on those phones matching the Minnesota burglaries.
Well, you've been following this story, and you were onto it really early, that this appeared to be an international group that was breaking in. It seemed like it was coming in waves for a while, but we haven't heard of it recently. Does it seem like it calmed down in your opinion too?
Yeah, I asked Chief Sturgeon about that, and he said that there was one kind of recently in Medina and Edina. And so there's just been a couple, but not those large scale, where they hit 8 or 10 homes all at once like we saw before.
So do you have hope, or does he have hope that the state's going to start working with him to crack down and kind of make a system? So
I think you heard him say that he's going to push for that.
Yeah.
He's hoping that putting the word out makes that happen.
All right. Thanks so much, Lou. Appreciate it.